What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're talking cheap fragrances today, but not just any. Ones that in the past have been some highly recommended channel favorites that maybe have been forgotten about because there's always new stuff coming out, new stuff getting purchased and sent to me and all that good stuff. I'm always checking new things, and I wanted to revisit some kind of cheapy greats in many ways on this channel because at one time or another, these were highly recommended, and I still encourage checking them out today. I'll try to have links down below for everything, and some of these you can find even better in the rack store for a great price. So let's talk about them. Stay tuned. Starting with one that just does not get talked about. It's kind of a blue-green-ish kind of fragrance. A little bit like Acqua di Gio Profondo. Not the same fragrance, but Mr. Burberry Indigo definitely gives off a similar feeling with some fresh greens, spices, a little bit of smokiness, and of course a very aquatic tone. It's actually really, really good. In fact, we'll do 3 nice little spritzes right now. I'm going to rock this one today. I'm going to wear it to the gym. I'll refresh after the gym and have it as my scent of the day. I haven't worn it in a while. I'm actually a big fan of this one. Big fan. Performance is above average, 6 to 7 hour range, 6 to 8 hour range technically. Nothing crazy, but does really well, and kind of almost like a diet Acqua di Gio Profondo, kind of in the vein of Acqua di Gio Parfum in many ways. Honestly, I think there's a little bit more going on here. It's just not quite as strong, but a similar profile nonetheless. Again, I would say like maybe 70% accurate to where it's a clear reminder of it. So maybe check this one out because it is some really good stuff. It's Mr. Burberry Indigo. Can still be had for $20 to $30. It's still my favorite Eternity flanker. It's Calvin Klein Eternity Cologne. The Cologne specific flanker. So the Ambroxan fresh take on the original DNA, because I'm actually not a big fan of the original's DNA, which I know for some of you that's blasphemy. And look, it was my dad's signature scent, the original Eternity, in his last few years here on this earth. And while I have a love and affinity for the profile, it just never spoke to me as something for my personality to wear. But this one very much does that because it's got that modern twist. It smells like the original modernized because the Ambroxan is freshened up. You still get that soapy lavender green, fougere-ish like feel. Decent performance here, right in that average range. And like I said, $25-ish range. Pretty hard to beat. Doesn't get talked about much, but for me personally, I still think it's the best Eternity flanker. It's Eternity Cologne. Still really good bang for your buck, fresh vetiver. It's got the earthy vetiver feel, but juicy, super juicy citrus. Higher quality than the $30 range that you're going to pay for this fragrance. Really good performance on my skin. Another one in that 6 to 8 hour range. Very aquatic meets elegant, if you will. It's Encre Sport. Encre Noire Sport from Lalique. This is, you know, still a strong argument for being kind of running a race for my favorite because tongue twister, Encre Indigo, I find to be a little bit better for a year-round fragrance, whereas this is a little bit better for a warmer climate because of those freshwater aquatic notes. This is so good for the money. Now, it used to be a little bit cheaper in the low 20s, and I'm not saying you still can't find it in that mid $20 price range, but even at 30 bucks, this punches well above its price point in quality and performance. The scent profile is really easy to enjoy. For those of you that maybe don't like a challenging, more dirty, earthy vetiver, maybe check this one out because it offers a lot of freshness. I think this is the most approachable of the 4 in the line. Really good stuff. I still think the world of it. It's Encre Noire Sport. One of the more awesomely cheesy bottles ever created, and it's a little ambery, a little floral, some citruses. It's powdery, it's synthetic, it performs really well. High compliment factor, it's on the youthful side. It's Diesel Only the Brave. Still a solid fragrance, and honestly, if I wouldn't have sprayed Encre Indigo already, I might consider wearing this one today because I'm going to want to revisit all of these. You know, it's hard to, you know, get excited about talking about them, smell them, and not want to wear them, you know. This one, if you can get past the bottle, because I get it, it's awful and cheesy and goofy and all for some because it's literally a fist with rings that say, you know, the knuckle rings that say Diesel. Some will like the awesomeness of how cheesy it is, which I do. I think it's just next level cheese. But the scent profile is actually really good. If you don't mind chemically synthetic, unnatural smelling fragrances, it's still very appealing out in the air. Another one's 6 to 8 hour range in longevity. Did a full review on this one a few years back, and I still have a love and appreciation for it. You can still find this one in the $30 and below range. For 75 ml testers like this, that come in a tester box but still have the cap, because for me, with testers, that's all that matters. It's diesel, only the brave. This was a moment in time fragrance for me that I still recommend anybody looking to dip their toe into some high-level versatility for an affordable price. Just look at this, because not too many people are wearing it that I know anymore. I'm sure it's still pretty popular for Coach, but it's the original Coach for Men. You really can't go wrong with Coach for Men. 100 mLs go for under $40, 37, 38 bucks going rate. 60 ml bottles like this right around $30. So there's a fresh pear kumquat combo, so you get some fresh fruitiness without making it really sweet. There's a little bit of this kind of suede, musky, ambergris meets amberwood, warm, woody type of smell. Sure, highly synthetic, but out in the air, man, this is a good one. I hate to have multiple fragrances on before the gym, but I really want to put this one on skin. It's been a little while since I've had it on my skin. And like I said, this was a moment in time. I used to wear this one a good bit when I worked at Mercedes. It's so good, and there it is. There's that DNA that I love so much that can be found. You can find this profile in Bad Boy Cobalt. It's been a while since I've sprayed this, a while. And I feel like I'm smelling the heart of Bad Boy Cobalt. So if you have Bad Boy Cobalt, wildly redundant. Bad Boy Cobalt's kind of like Invictus Platinum blended with this. And some, a nice dose of that plum. It's really good, but if you want to strip that down a little bit, maybe get away from some of the enhanced sweetness that Bad Boy Cobalt has, because all that fruitiness, this is more of a fresh fruity smell instead of a sweet fruity smell. This, again, pear and kumquat versus the plum in a Bad Boy Cobalt and Invictus Platinum. This is highly versatile. This is good blue fragrance type of stuff right here. It's Coach for Men. A past hype beast that you're sure as shit, I'll be shocked if it doesn't happen. Going to see somebody in the comments complaining about performance, that it's not what it used to be. They've reformulated it. It's like a $20 to $30 fragrance. And it's kind of a budgetary twist on Lalique de L'Homme. Not the same, but close. Ferragamo's F Black. This was a straight up cheapy hype beast long before I started creating content even. This is like old school online Fragcom on YouTube, hype beast cheapy. So you get some lavender, you get some pepper, there's a little bit of fruitiness. So it's a little soapy, it's aromatic, it's powdery, it's got the sweetness. It's, like I said, an affordable twist, inspiration, if you will, of Lalique de L'Homme. Not the same, not as good, but for the money, pretty hard to beat. This has always gotten the job done. I still think it's a really good fragrance even to this day. I don't know how easy it is to find, if it's still in production. I don't know. I didn't research all of that stuff when I was gathering these fragrances for the list, because I was looking at, forgotten cheap hype beasts on this channel, like cheapy gems, and this is that on this channel. So as far as if you can or cannot purchase it, now's a perfect segue. Guys, just because I'm talking about a fragrance or excited to talk about a fragrance, or there might be affiliate links or places to purchase in the description, there in no way means you need to buy a fragrance. You could just enjoy the content for what it is, just some fragrance-related content. Just something to kind of enjoy, get you through your day at certain points. There's certain channels I watch every single day with my breakfast like clockwork. Wrestle Talk. I watch that every day of my life for years and years and years. I start my day with that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying you need to start your day with me every day. I appreciate you if you do. But don't feel like you got to buy everything that I talk about. But in the past, a lot of people bought this fragrance. A lot of people still buy this fragrance, I'm sure, because, stuff that's really good doesn't stop being really good all of a sudden. At least I don't think so. Cheapy gem from, videos past, F Black. Spiced shower gel. This had a moment in time. It's still solid. I haven't worn it in a while myself. Rosemary green spice meets a little bit of shower gel. It's peppered green smell with blue shower gel. Jaguar Pace. This and its flanker Accelerate, which I think Accelerate's probably a little bit better, honestly. More of a versatile wear. But this is just so fresh and enjoyable, and this was the true hype beast long before the flanker came along. And you can get this one so cheap still. You can get 100 mLs for like 17, 18 bucks in some places at times. It's unbelievable. Even if it's 30 bucks, it's still a really good price. I bought this 60 ml for like 16 years and years ago, and I think the last time I saw it pop up at Fragrance Buy, I think there was 100 ml testers for like $17 or $18. It's crazy cheap, and it's a solid fragrance. It's not going to win any performance awards. 4, maybe 5, 6 hours if you're lucky, but let's call it 4 to 6 hour range is what I've experienced typically with this one. And again, shower gel fragrances I get are overdone. I understand it. They're done to death. Can be wildly redundant and boring to some if you have more than a few of them. But the way the greens are done in this to give it that peppered green smell, I just really dig. It's Jaguar Pace. A fragrance that's so good at mimicking what it's similar to that it's hard to argue at getting the original for the money. It's Banana Republic Grassland. It smells like Green Irish Tweed. It smells like a really good rendition and take on Green Irish Tweed too. Cap's kind of separating. It stayed together this time. A little powdery, very much fresh green, a touch of this watery citric feel. Clean, clean, clean masculine fragrance. Even has a fresh, like white musky smell to it. It's been a while since I've smelled this one too. See, it's cheapy gems of the past on this channel. I'm always checking new stuff. I got some great stuff that just sits because I have just thousands of fragrances at this point. But if you ever get an opportunity to smell this one and you haven't, you probably should. Look, it's been done to death. There's so many versions of Green Irish Tweed out there. And I've yet to come across one that I like more than this. And this was like a $20 pickup at a rack store. You can still find them. Burlington's, places like that. That's the main place to find Banana Republic fragrances. 21, 22 bucks. Quality's pretty good. Performance is decent. It smells really good. Banana Republic, Grassland. Now, one of the all-time great hype beasts among cheapies is Nautica Voyage. And no, Nautica Voyage is not in this video. Could have been. I thought about it. But this builds upon what's great about that and makes something even better. Ellis Pure Blue. You get this one around $25. It's about the same in performance, that 4 to 6 hour range. Oh, the difference here is that cardamom note, though. So it smells very much like that apple, clean musk, watery aquatic, light floral tone. Just smells like Nautica Voyage mixed with this kind of spearminty green spiced cardamom. It's a very fresh cardamom. Really gives it more depth. It adds depth to a very straightforward fragrance in Nautica Voyage. The quality comes across a little bit better. Again, it's not, miles better or anything. They both, sub $30, $20 range fragrances. This is the better pickup of the two. That's why I chose to put this in the video instead of Nautica Voyage, because ever since I blindly bought this one at a TJ Maxx when I lived in Colorado and smelled it for the first time, I'm like, why would I recommend Nautica Voyage? Which I love Nautica Voyage, but I think this does everything that one does, but adds something, and it's that cardamom note. It really gives it added depth, makes it a little bit special without making it super spicy. That can be, super spicy fragrances aren't for everyone. It doesn't lose that aquatic, approachable freshness that Nautica Voyage is known for. Let's check this one out. Ellis Pure Blue. Last but certainly not least, do you like fresh greens, fir balsams, piney green tones, fresh, watery citrus at the same time? There's still an argument for me to pose that all time, this still might be my favorite Guess fragrance, even though I love me some 1981 Los Angeles. I debated on putting that here because that could have went. But Guess Man, this is one of the better springtime specific fragrances I've ever come across. As far as cheap, it's so good. It's so enjoyable. God, this reminds me of the old days of this channel, because I used to recommend this one a good bit when I first started making content. Oh, man, I'm spraying a third fragrance. It's about as far as it goes with layering, guys. It's not intentional to make some kind of special blend. I just want to smell the fragrances, This is still my favorite Guess fragrance. This is still so... And it's like 15 bucks. Like $15. Ultimate green cheapie. Besides John Varvatos Artisan Blue, which is a green fragrance. I don't know why it's colored blue, why it's named blue. It's loaded with greens. This is loaded with greens, mainly fir balsam. That's the thing that's going to stand out here with a very juicy citric smell. So fresh, so inviting, and it doesn't, and this is the funny thing, it doesn't remind me of anything else. God, that is so good. This is another one that if I hadn't sprayed Mr. Burberry Indigo, I probably would rock this right now. There's a reason these 10 are what I chose. They make me very happy. They get me very excited. I personally enjoy them. And some of these are going to be in and out the rotation. They're going to stay out here. Because when you're out of sight, out of mind, it's easy to not wear them and forget about them. So I'm going to leave them in the forefront to where I see them often so they can kind of run in the rotation. A few of these will go over to the desk so they can be right there to make it in and out the rotation over the next few weeks. Yeah, if you like green fragrances and you want a special experience for $15, check out Guess Man. Well, that's the 10. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 10, what do you have? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you take my recommendation in the past, ended up loving them? Maybe they weren't for you. Kind of stuff happens. If you're blind buying, there's always that risk. You know, just because I like something doesn't mean you will. Just because I don't like something means that you won't love it. So, very subjective. It's an art form. Olfactive profiles are different. You know, they come across different to everyone, but I mean, hell, I ended up spraying 3 of these on my skin throughout this video. Should tell you that I like them, right? And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 10 and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.